Hello, this is Iron Bill back again with another video, and it's been a while since I've played some PvP, and a lot of that has to do with the final shape dropping and getting through all the content, power leveling, and all the things that go along with that. Getting armor upgraded, getting new weapons, and trying them out. It just takes a while to get your feet under you, so I apologize for that. Second thing is, of course, was traveling and got sick, and just had a lot of things going on. But I would like to say that I have played a little bit, and one of my viewers, Alan Grudes, stepped in and helped me get the Warlock Bond, exotic Warlock Bond, on my Warlock, obviously, and opened that up for me, and I was able to farm some different bonds. So I really thank Alan out for that. It was a big lift, and he carried me hard. So did it in 41 minutes, first try. Did not have to wipe or anything at all. So he actually was a great teacher. So thank you so much, Alan. He offered to play with me also this weekend, scram, and help me with the PvP. And it was Father's Day weekend. I had family, and I have to apologize. I just couldn't get to it, and I don't mean to disrespect. I've always said I play when I can. I play a lot, but it's like in pieces, and I can never really schedule. So, um, I do thank him for stepping up and making the offer. So, Alan, thank you so much. Anyway, um, next thing I want to talk about is I'm working with the video quality of my output here, and I use OBS Studio, and I may have to change it up and actually go to something a little bit newer. I don't know. OBS should work, and I've got good hardware. I've got a great NVIDIA card. My computer's strong enough. It's just something's not there, and maybe I just don't understand the codec well enough. But I'm struggling with the quality output. I think I can do better, and so I will work on that. Next thing, I do want to talk about that class item that I got, and the one I got was it's of course for the Warlock. It is Solipsism, and mine has a spirit of osmiomancy, which improves grenades, and a spirit of harmony, which weapon final blows grants super energy. I'll be honest. I know the osmiomancy gloves is where the first part comes from, but I'm not sure which exotic is combined to get the second. I will tell you this though. In the Pale Heart in PvE exploring, this is a very powerful bond. It works very well for Warlock because if you use a Void weapon, and I was using Graviton Lance, oh man, it just pops stuff. So I'm set up on Prismatic, which you have to be to use the bond. But I'm using Nova Bomb and Warlock Blank and all of that stuff, and it actually is you can just run naked as the battlefield. In PvE, at least in the Pale Heart and Exploration. Now, I also suspect it would do pretty well in the mission to get the bond if I wanted to repeat that. It's just a super strong build. That being said, I'm going to take it in to PvP here. I'm going to be using, I start with the Vouchsafe, and I think I switch over to the Khvostov, which, by the way, I mean, I can do a video of the Khvostov all by itself, and I may do that. It's a very strong 600. So I know a lot of people are using the the other pulse, and I can't, or the Red Death. A lot of people are using Red Death, and I love Red Death too, and I used it a lot when I was running the solar build. But right now I'm just going to roll this, and we're just going to see where it goes. So obviously we're in Citadel, and and while this is rolling, something I've also discovered, and this is another part of getting older, is that I got some new glasses. I'm getting older, obviously, and my prescription changes all the time. And I noticed that I decided to start reading a bit more because I just need to keep that mind active. And I ordered some books, and I picked them up, and I couldn't read them, not even with the new glasses. And it turns out that that the band of near side, I wear bifocals, they're blended. The band for the near vision is pretty small, and it's what I use to actually look at a computer screen. So I have to rock my head really far back here to get any kind of clear visage. So everything's kind of blurry here. And I hadn't realized, because it kind of creeped up on me, how blurred everything actually is when I play. And, it really has it impacts my awareness of what's going on around me. Now, another change I made to offset that is I went with colorblind on the settings in order to have the radar show up yellow instead of red, because a lot of the maps have a lot of red in them. And it was a tip that I picked up, and I think I like it in terms of the radar. I don't like the way it looks in the world, and I don't know how it impacts the video, but yeah, it's another change I'm going to make. All right, this guy was ripping us up, and we finally get him. So I'm using the vouchsafe, and I get outdueled over and over by that Luna's Howl. I mean, I'm not peeking very well. I'm not playing my cover very well. And this is the first PvP I've done in probably 3 weeks. So obviously pretty rusty. Still, my cursor there wasn't too bad. Oh, by the way, you notice that I switched to the Khvostov. And I did that because I knew I was going to get outdueled by that Luna's Howl every time I saw him. And there was just no reason to carry on with that. And I wanted to try the Khvostov anyway. Put some good hits on him. I think, I don't know if yeah, I did get it. All right. So already off to a much better start with that. Now, I knew he was going to push in. He did. Recover a little bit. We've got a guy to our left. He's going to cross under the bridge. He's crossing way over left, and our teammates pick him up. A little slow to react to that on my part, but I knew he was there at least. All right, so we're playing for B. And they have just taken over at this point in time. The guy with Luna's Howl in particular was going to eat my lunch over and over. And he just was always just in a place I didn't look for him. And what I found here was that if I was looking in the right place, or if I picked out 2 or 3 places where I knew people would come, I could be all right. But if anyone flanked or had quick movement, and, I didn't check that radar often enough, I was going to have a problem. So anyone with good movement was just going to tear me up. And that's a failure on my part. I've just got to keep mobile myself. Okay, there are a lot of people there. You see their team shooting. If I stay there, one more hit, I'm gone. Back up, recover, get some teammates around me. And then I notice that they're going for B, and our team is fighting for B. So it's time to pick an angle over here and try to help team shoot. And I come around a corner, and I don't look up to the right. I think that guy's there. Now, I get an assist on that, but yeah, I'm still dead. And it was his Luna's Howl. 3 taps on that, and I was gone. I want to talk a little bit, too, since the guy with Luna's Howl was obviously doing well. My suspicion is that he was kitted up pretty well, and he obviously had a good roll on the gun, and he knew how to use it. So, all together a deadly combination. But I don't think, having said that Prismatic, to me anyway, in the time I played 3 matches yesterday, I don't think Prismatic has overwhelmed the PvP landscape like I thought it might. I was a little bit worried about what was going to happen when you mixed all these abilities. And you can mix the abilities, but like for instance, Transcendent is really not that easy to get. Did you see I just walked by that guy? I just walked right by. I didn't even know he was there. I knew there was somebody up there, and I walked right by him. Easy kill. I mean, he could have just blasted me, and I would never have seen it. How embarrassing is that? Anyway, Prismatic has not overwhelmed PvP that I can see yet, but I do think people are still learning it, and we're going to see as builds get refined how much of an impact that becomes. All right, so we knocked people off B. I'm going to tap it to reset it back up because we've got all that going on. We're getting a little bit later in the match, and Super's going to be a thing. All right, so that was Sacred Providence. It got me. And I just stood right where that guy could head glitch. And I've played this map enough to know not to just stand there like I did. I mean, this is one of the prime spots and that people are going to go to. There he is. There's my Nova Bomb. Clean him off that. Of course, I get frozen, and the guy just walks right over and smacks me. All right, but we do have the match under control, and I wanted to help control areas. I wanted to help take zones, So in that respect, I'm playing all right. I'm playing the objective. I may not be doing very well in terms of the actual play, and that took a lot to pull him down, which means I was hitting him in the chest and not the head. That's a cleanup. Put a grenade on there to stop them from taking it. He's over on my right. I see that, pick it up, and as you can see here, I'm starting to play a little bit better, particularly when I'm in a place that I can defend and I can see, I can sight one, two, three, maybe three different places they're pick. All right, so now they've just they're getting ready to take A, I think, and our team is kind of scattered in the center. It looks like, and we got a guy pushing towards C. And I believe at this point they are taking A, and I just decide that we've got to have C if they're going to take A. We just have to have it. So I'm going to move in here. We've got the lead, but it could go pretty quickly if we don't control two zones. So play the OBJ. And we've got it pretty much in hand now. 145 to 105. I mean, it's pretty much ours. Protect B. He's in the head glitch spot, and if I stand here long enough, I'll get popped again. I should have just crossed over to the other side of the rock. I was just trying to keep the flag in sight. This for me, I know better than to stand in that spot. I know better than that because that's where everyone's going to look. I mean, I should be standing on a rock if I want to be someplace unusual. All right, so how'd I do? 13 defeats, 2.17, not a very good game. And of course, I'm the bottom of the board. And I mean, maybe even the bottom of all of it, I don't know. No, not quite. I managed to be ahead of a couple of people on the other team. But yeah, my work's cut out for me. I'm very rusty. Not that I was ever great, but things obviously need to go a lot better. So that being said, a little bit of a rambling video, a lot of ground to cover, but it's a bit of a catch-up video, so I apologize for that. That being said, this is Iron Bill thanking you for watching and signing out.